let me put my trunk inside your hut to keep it out of this torrential rain. Torrential rain, heavy rain, very heavy rain. So hearing this, what does the man do? The man, seeing what situation his friend was in, replied. He says, "Oh my God, you are in such a terrible situation in the rain." The man replied, "My dear good elephant, my hut is very small. My hut is very small, but there is room for your trunk and myself. If my hut was big, I would have invited you. The whole thing, the whole body could have come in. But unfortunately, my hut is very small. But still, I think me and your trunk can somehow manage inside this hut." So, but there is room. There is room meaning space. The meaning of room here is space. My hut is very small, but there is room meaning there is space for your trunk and myself. Please put your trunk in gently, nidanakaku, slowly, without bringing my hut down. Please put in your trunk slowly so that you can save your trunk from the rain. The elephant thanked his friend, saying, "You have done me a good deed, and one day I shall return your kindness." So the elephant says, "I am so thankful for your act of kindness. You are so great. You have done me a good deed. You have helped me so much in this rain, and one day I will repay you for this kindness that you have shown me," he says. But what followed? As soon as the elephant put his trunk inside the hut, slowly he pushed his head inside. Slowly he put the trunk, and then the whole head came inside. And finally flung the man out in the rain. Flung, the past tense of fling. Fling meaning to throw. So it slowly put the trunk in first, and then the head in, and the whole body went in, and he threw the man himself out of the hut in the rain, and then lay down comfortably inside his friend's hut. So our elephant went inside the hut and comfortably lied down over there. And he says, "My dear good friend, your skin is harder than mine." So saying, the elephant is telling the man, "Your skin is harder than mine." Now is there a biggest joke than that? "My dear good friend, your skin is harder than mine, and as there is not enough room for both of us, you can afford to remain in the rain while I am protecting your delicate skin, my delicate skin, from the hailstorm." Hailstorm, Anikallu. Hailstorm is those, lumps of ice that come in the rain, which is Anikallu. That's called a hailstorm. So, he says, you have a harder skin. Your skin is harder than mine, but my skin is very delicate. So please bear with it. I'll be inside your hut, protecting my skin from the rain and the hailstorm, he says. Then the man, seeing what his friend had done to him, started to grumble. So the man started to grumble. "What is this? How can you do this? You threw me out of my own hut." Then the animals in the nearby forest heard the noise and came to see what was the matter. So all the animals around the forest came. "What happened? Why are you grumbling? Why are you making noise? What is the matter?" So all the other animals came to see what the matter was. So this is how, keep in mind when you are reading the story, how the British must have taken control of Africa. Little by little you come and say, "I'm doing good to you by helping you in many things." But finally what happens? You will see. So remember that history in mind when you are going through this story. So all stood round. Who are these all? All the animals who came. All stood around listening to the heated argument between the man and his friend the elephant. In this turmoil, disturbance, confusion, the lion came along roaring and said in a loud voice. So hearing all these animals and everybody making noise, the lion, who is the king of the jungle, came along. And what does the lion say? "Don't you all know that I am the king of the jungle? How dare anyone disturb the peace of my kingdom? Now what is this noise? You're disturbing the peace of my kingdom. Don't do that. Don't you know? I am the king of the forest and I'm here. What is the matter? So on hearing this, the elephant, who was one of the high ministers in the jungle kingdom, in the kingdom of jungle, in the kingdom where the elephant is the king, where the lion is the king, elephant is one of the ministers of lion. So elephant is one of the ministers in the kingdom of the jungle. So the minister himself has made the mistake here. So on hearing what the lion said, what the king of the jungle said, elephant, who was one of the high ministers in the jungle kingdom, replied in a soothing voice, in a very soft voice. He says, "My lord, there is no disturbance of peace in your kingdom. Please don't worry, there is no disturbance here. I have only been having a little discussion with my friend here as to the possession of this little hut which your lordship sees me occupying. Now, lordship, you are seeing me occupying this little hut. I have occupied this little hut over here, and I am having a small, discussion with my friend about it. There is no disturbance of peace. Don't worry about it." So he thinks it is a very small matter. Oh, there is nothing much. I'm just having a discussion with my friend, who is the man. So the lion, who wanted to have peace and tranquility in this kingdom, see, this is one of the questions that come often. So why and what happened? What did the lion do, and why did he do that? So what did the lion do? He wanted peace and tranquility in his kingdom. Peace and tranquility, shanti matte nemmadi. So peace and tranquility the lion wanted in his kingdom, and he replied in a noble voice, saying, "I command my ministers to appoint a commission of inquiry to go thoroughly into the matter and report accordingly." He says, "I appoint my ministers to see what the case is, to see what the matter is. I want a full account of what the matter is. Please look into the case, go deep into the case, and find out and tell me what the matter is." He then turned to the man and said, "You have done well by establishing friendship with my people, especially with the elephant." So the lion turns to the man and says, "You're such a good man, you're such a nice man. You have made friends with the animals of my jungle. Especially with the elephant, you have made good friends. I'm very happy about it. With the elephant, who is one of my honorable ministers of states." So H-O-N-O-U-R, honor. H is silent over there. You pronounce it as honor. For those who know, it's fine. But for those who do not know, please learn such small things when you're going through the lesson. So, do not grumble anymore. Your hut is not lost to you. Who says this? The lion tells this to the man. So don't worry, your hut is not lost for you. We will do justice to you. There is a case and they will come up with a remedy for your problem. Wait until the sitting of my imperial commission. My high commission will sit and decide on this matter, and wait till then. You will not lose your hut. And there you will be given plenty of opportunity to state your case. You will be given a lot of opportunity to state your case, meaning to put up your side of the story. Don't worry, you will be given a chance. I am sure that you will be pleased with the findings of the commission. The man was very pleased by these sweet words. So when these sweet words were told by the elephant, the man was very happy. That okay, justice will be done to me. I need not have to worry, because the king of the jungle has given me a word that he's going to look into the matter. So this man is very happy, listening to the very sweet and pleasing words of the lion. The man was very pleased by these sweet words from the king of the jungle, and innocently waited for his opportunity. So what did the lion say? Don't worry, you will be given enough time and enough chance to present your case. So he was waiting for the time when they are going to ask him what is the matter, so that he can tell them the story, how the elephant took over his hut, how the elephant came and asked for help, and how he helped the elephant, and the elephant managed to take over the whole hut. So he was waiting for a chance to reveal all the story to them, and innocently waited for his opportunity, in the belief that naturally the hut would be returned to him. So it's my hut, so why should anybody take away my hut? So naturally, when you look for justice, if justice is done, I will get back my hut. So I don't have to worry about it, he thought. So, and he's waiting for the justice to happen. So the elephant, obeying the command of his master, got busy with other ministers to appoint commission of inquiry. Now imagine here, the person who is accused of the crime is himself forming the commission to do justice to the deprived. Now will the justice happen? When you are the accused and you are the judge yourself, do you think justice will happen? I do the crime and I myself adjudge, saying, oh, what I did is not wrong. So how is justice going to happen? That's what going to happen here in the story also. So what is the procedure? The following elders of the jungle were appointed to sit in the commission. So these were the elders of the jungle who were in the commission. Who are these? Mr. Rhinoceros. So the people who are in the commission are Mr. Rhinoceros, Mr. Buffalo, Mr. Alligator, and the Right Honorable Mr. Fox. Right Honorable. This is an honorary reference given to. This is an honorary reference given to honorary people in Britain. So this RTHON means Right Honorary Mr. Fox to act as chairman, and Mr. Leopard to act as the secretary to the commission. So who is the chairman of the commission? These are all the 1 mark questions that come for you. Who is the chairman of the commission? It is the Right Honorable Mr. Fox, who is the chairman of the commission. And who is the secretary of the commission? Secretary of the commission is Mr. Leopard. So don't get confused among this. Most of the students give wrong answer to this. So remember, the chairman is the Right Honorable Fox, and the Leopard is the secretary of the commission. So continuing with the story, what happens here? On seeing the personnel, the man protested and asked if it was not necessary to include in this commission a member from his side. So what this man is seeing is, everybody in this commission, a commission is set to give justice, to look into the matter, and this man says that everybody in this commission is from the animal side. There is no represent from the man's side. So he gets a little, cheesed off. He just gets a little perturbed about it. And he says, and he protests and asks if it was not necessary to include in this commission a member from his side. But he was told that it was impossible. He says, no, not possible. Why is it not possible? Since no one from his side was well enough educated to understand the intricacies of jungle law. Now this law, this judgment is going to be done according to the law. So this jungle law is very complicated, and the man and people from his side is not educated enough to know the intricacies. Intricacies, the nitty-gritties, the small little things, the details, the complexity of the jungle law. So you and your people cannot understand. Now again, remember the background from which the story is written. It is the British and the Africans. Now they say, you people cannot understand the law better, you don't know enough, so you can't be one of the members of the commission. Further, that there was nothing to fear. So further, meaning what else they say? They say further There is nothing to fear, for the members of the commission were all men of repute for their impartiality in justice. So further, what did he say? Don't worry about it. Don't worry that you don't have a representation here, because all the members here are very much known for their impartiality in justice. They give justice and they are going to be very impartial. They won't settle the matter partially. You don't do partiality and they will give you the justice. So don't worry about it, they say. And as they were gentlemen chosen by God to look after the interest of race less adequately endowed with teeth and claws, he might rest assured that they would investigate the matter with the greatest care and report impartially. So they're giving him more assurance. Don't worry about it. You will be taken care of. You will be given justice. You will be given impartial treatment. Nobody will give you a partial treatment and take advantage of you. Be assured of that, they say. And they continue to do the inquiry. Then what happens? The commission sat to take the evidence. So they're looking at the evidence. The Right Honorable Mr. Elephant. So the elephant is also called the Right Honorable Mr. Elephant was first called. So Elephant is called to say, what happened? What is the matter? So he came along with a superior air. Superior air with a very, superiority complex, with an air around him that, okay, I am great, I am superior. I cannot be the culprit at all. I cannot be somebody who can be adjudged like this. He comes as a great man with the superior air, brushing his tusks with a sapling which Mrs. Elephant had provided. So Mrs. Elephant had provided a sapling, and he comes with it, brushing his tusk. And in an authoritative voice, he says in an authoritative voice, what does he say? Gentlemen of the jungle, there is no need for me to waste your valuable time in relating a story which I am sure you will know. Now, should I even waste your time relating my story? Should I tell you the story and waste your time? It's a pure waste of time, because you yourself know that I cannot be causing any inconvenience to anybody. I cannot be unfair to anybody. So you yourself know about it. Why should I tell you and waste your time? I have always regarded it as my duty to protect the interest of my friends. It's always my duty to protect my friends and be helpful to them. And this appears to have caused the misunderstanding between myself and my friend here. Now I went to help my friend, and this is the cause of the misunderstanding between me and my friend. He invited me. Now see the story that the elephant is giving. So what does he say? He says, he invited me to save his hut from being blown away by a hurricane. Hurricane is a storm with a violent wind associated with it. So the elephant says, my friend called me to save his hut, because the hut, being very light, was getting blown away in the hurricane, in the Birgadi. Hurricane meaning Birgadi. So the hut is getting carried away. So my friend asked me to help him. As the hurricane had gained access owing to the unoccupied space in the hut. So there was a lot of vacant space in the hut, and because of that the hurricane was coming and blowing the hut away. I considered it necessary, in my friend's own interest, to turn the undeveloped space to a more economic use by sitting in it myself. I thought I should help him by occupying that space and helping my friend. A duty which any of you would undoubtedly have performed. I thought this was my duty to help my friend, and I helped him. And I'm sure if any of you were in my place, you also would have helped. You also would have come forward to help somebody who was in trouble. So, which any of you would undoubtedly have performed with equal readiness in similar circumstances. You also would have readily come and help the friend in such circumstances. And that is exactly what I did also. After hearing the Right Honorable Mr. Elephant's conclusive evidence, so this is called as the conclusive evidence. So this is the evidence that is conclusive, complete and without any bias. The commission called Mr. Hyena and other elders of the jungle, who all supported what Mr. Elephant had said. So everybody called and everybody supported the elephant. Then they called the man, who began to give his own account of the dispute. So in the end, the man comes and he is giving a story of how the dispute began. But the commission cut him short. Did the commission allow him to speak? No, the commission did not even allow the man to speak. And they cut him short, saying, "You don't have to talk." What did they say? "My good man, please confine yourself to relevant issues. Now don't tell us the story of this and that which is not important, which is irrelevant, and don't waste our time by saying it. So please keep yourselves to only relevant issues, only issues connected to the matter. We have already heard circumstances from various unbiased sources. Unbiased, impartial. So we've already heard the story from impartial sources, unbiased sources. And all we wish you to tell us is whether the undeveloped space in your hut was occupied by anyone else before Mr. Elephant assumed his position." Now they asked only one question. What is it? Whether the undeveloped space in your hut, that vacant space in your hut, was it occupied by anyone else before the Mr. Elephant assumed his position? Before Mr. Elephant came, was this space occupied by anybody else? Is the only question asked to the man. And what does the man say? The man began to say, "No, but..." That's it. He is not even allowed to speak after that. But at this point, the commission declared that they had heard sufficient evidence from both the sides. So by this time they said, no more details we need to know. We have heard everything from all the sources, and enough, we need to stop here. So the commission had heard sufficient evidence from both sides and retired to consider their decision. Enough evidence we have taken. Now we are going to give you the decision. After enjoying a delicious meal at the expense of the Right Honorable Mr. Elephant. Now, look at this. This commission, this